Hi there, welcome to B Movie Review 2005. My name is Reggie, and today in the heart of Milton Keynes, we have the pleasure to interview the top B movie director of the 2005, Mr. Jason Impey. Now I'm here with Peter Watson, the maker of such classics as Beyond Darkness and Straight Out of Wolverton. So let me get it straight, you're 17 years old?
Yeah, just
and
17.
How many films have you done?
Between like 15 and 20.
Wow. For a 17-year-old, that's quite a lot.
Yeah, cheers.
So what got you into horror movies to start off with?
Well, like I used to watch them when I was younger with my brother, because I've got an older brother. He was always into it, and I met Jason Impey. He's like one of my friend's stepbrother sort of thing, and he's just a madman about horror films, and we just got along and started watching horror films even more, and I got more into it, and Jason sort of got me more into the filmmaking side of it, and like how to really make like the horror films and stuff.
Yeah,
which just really got me interested in it.
So what do you think are the main good elements to making a good, successful horror film?
Well, like personally, if you're going to make a good horror film, I think plenty of gore is a good thing.
Yeah.
Lots of blood.
Naked chicks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's always good. A little bit of nudity.
That's alright.
I think atmosphere is a good thing to have, like a dark, grimy, gritty atmosphere, like not too sort of perfect in Hollywood sort of atmosphere, like some of the older sort of films, and I think that's always like the three main things sort of to go into a film, like nice gore, some good actors, like some bit of nudity, and
Yeah.
just a good atmosphere, the whole all-round atmosphere.
So you prefer the old style?
Yeah, definitely the old video nasties and stuff more than the more newer Hollywood sort of horror films which are coming out at the moment, like The Grudge and so forth.
Yeah. So what directors did you grow up on them were most inspirational to you?
Well, a lot of directors like I like sort of not as well known as others. Like I like Umberto Lenzi.
Yeah.
He did like Ferox and Nightmare City. I like Lucio Fulci. He's done lots of horror films.
He was from like Flesh Eaters, didn't he?
Yeah, Zombie Flesh Eaters. Like
They had that crazy eye gouging scene in it.
yeah, the woman's in the cupboard, and it's like really good special effects for that sort of time, and she gets her eye gouged out, like this splinter of wood goes in her eye. Really famous shot, and I just like those films because they're really like sort of to the point, like just zombie killing, like good grimy atmospheres, just good sort of films like that, which just sort of get you watch it, good entertainment films. I think they're sort of better to stick to.
And now you've got people like Peter Jackson who have come out huge.
Yeah, like he started off doing the older sort of type films, like he did Brain Dead and Bad Taste, which are just crazy mad films. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but it's just pure guts, blood.
Yeah.
Like Brain Dead's just ridiculous, like the amount of killings in that. Yeah, but now he's moved on to such things as Lord of the Rings, which is like one of the biggest films made in the 20th century, pretty much now.
Definitely, the trilogy.
Yeah.
Wow. So now you've done a lot of work with Jason and Ken.
Yeah.
Can you talk to me about some of their movies and some of the stuff you come up with?
Well, I told you I know Jason for a long time, since I was like younger, for about 4 or 5 years now, and I used to just do odd little bits in, like he used to get me involved because I'm easy, like free labour. He could just sort of like call me up and
how'd you get all these free actors in? Because you got a
usually
lot in zombie films, don't
usually
you?
just offer them a meal, pay for their expenses or something, and they'll be up for it. Just cover them in blood, and they'll be happy to like walk around like zombies for a bit. Yeah, so it's always a good laugh with them guys though, and
so you guys have made such films like Zombie Village and Beyond Darkness.
yeah, Jason
And stuff. You made what films?
We've made Zombies in the Woods, Zombie Village and stuff. Which is we've got the special edition.
Yeah, plug
DVD
that new
out.
DVD.
Yeah. Which is out at the moment. It's classical, lots of extras and stuff. Jason puts a lot of effort into the DVDs he makes. Like he wants to stand out. He wants to make it like better than the rest.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Zombies in the Wood actually it won an award.
Yeah, won the 2 days later competition down in Margate.
Yeah.
Which was wicked for Jason because he's a young director, and there's a lot of older guys there that must have been making films for years and years, and I think they're a bit annoyed really that this kid's just come along and made this wicked film.
And what was the prize?
He won a 2-day course at Rain Dance, which is the low to no budget film course, which was like really good experience for him and his girlfriend Natalie, who helps out with all the films he does. She's like DP on a lot of them, and like really talented as well as Jason.
Cool.
Working on the films. Special effects is good. It's a lot of like tricks and stuff that Jason's learned through college and stuff, like making blood, and like usually you get blood from like fancy dress shops and stuff.
What's in there, ketchup or anything?
Nah, ketchup's it's a bit more complex than that. Like, ketchup looks a bit weird on screen and stuff, so you put a bit of effort in, you get like rewards for it, you know what I mean?
That's cool. And now you've concentrated mainly on zombie flicks, but have you ever thought about changing your direction just totally? Whether have you done?
Yeah, I actually make like skate videos. Me and Jason have made one together called Picture This, which is on the special edition of Zombie Village. Which you can see, that's really cool, like little extreme video to go in. Jason's made other things, like he's made like a nature video and stuff, and
skateboarding to nature.
Yeah, to zombies and stuff.
Wow.
And, I've made a few like short films which have been relating to sort of like urban life sort of thing, like Straight Outta Wolverton and Phobia, you mentioned earlier. Like,
yeah.
And they're just like cool little short films which aren't even involved with zombies, like, and horror films, but I do like horror. Yeah.
Really, a lot.
Yeah.
So, any accidents in these skateboarding flicks? Any jackass type stunts going on?
Yeah, we've had a few. Like my friend Leighton almost gave himself a concussion coming off a rail going straight into a concrete wall. Like, boom, and my friend James Crawford like almost pulled his groin muscle out of place.
Ouch.
Like, did the splits down a set of stairs, and we've had a couple of broken fingers and stuff, but nothing too terrible.
So what are the future projects in the pipeline?
Well, at the moment I'm making a documentary with some people in the snow zone in Milton Keynes.
Yeah.
And it's like a documentary about skateboarding and snowboarding and sort of like youth culture in MK, and how it's sort of taken off and what sort of future prospects are there for it and stuff.
Now I have to ask you, the best horror killer of all time.
Oh, I don't know, there's some classics like Jason Voorhees and stuff, and the Halloween films, obviously, like the beginnings and stuff, but George Eastman's really one of my favourites out of Absurd and Anthropophagus the Beast, which is known in this country as like the Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
Which the BBFC have cut down and stuff, and he's really cool, man. He's like just this really big,
he's a
hairy
big, tall
guy, and just sort of scary, classical horror sort of guy, which is cool.
That's good. Well, thank you for your time, Peter.
Sorry,
nice to meet you.
Yeah, cool.
I'm here with Ken, one of the main actors of most of Jason Impey's productions. How you doing, man?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Now, let's start off. You're one of the actors.
Yes.
But I'm sure you must admire some of the directors.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a big admirer of Sam Raimi, Quentin Tarantino, Lucio Fulci as well. Absolutely.
Everyone admires him.
Oh yes, I mean most of the gang, you know, we're very much into the old school type films.
Yeah, definitely.
We love the old the B-movie horrors. Especially anything that was banned.
The good old DDP films.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Very good.
Jason's trying to get the whole collection. He's doing quite well, so.
That's all right. Now, the first film you ever appeared in for these people was Obsession.
That's right. Yeah.
Now, how did you get into that?
Well, it was by accident, really. Jason was short on actors, and he asked me basically what I was doing on Friday, and you know, I had work, and I said, like, you know, I wouldn't be able to come till later on in the evening, maybe. Well, the day before, my boss told me, well, you know, we're a bit short-handed tomorrow. If you want to take the day off, still get paid, though. I was like, oh, great. Well,
that's all right.
That rocks, you know. So I ring up Jason and say, look, I can come down for you tomorrow if you like. Got down to set. Wasn't sure what I was really getting myself into, and yeah, I think everything worked out quite well. You know, I mean, Obsession was without a doubt one of our classics. I think it really put us on the map.
Because that was screened in the Manchester Film Festival,
right,
wasn't it?
yes.
And they got rave reviews.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I mean, like half the audience are going, "Oh, that's disgusting. How can they shows that do things like that?" And the other half are like, "Wow, man, cool. You know, old school." It got sent off to so many places.
Yeah,
it really did. You know, and everyone that got it, you know, was very, very pleased with our work. You know, and they like we got a lot of encouragement from a lot of people.
And I heard there are a few deleted scenes on there.
Oh yes. The headless walking scene. Towards the end of the film, my character's head comes separated from my head. But what we were going with was that you can't kill pure evil. So basically, Natalie, she's usually director of photography, Jason's girlfriend, very lovely girl. She was coming out of the car. She sees my head on the body, like screaming and that, and then the next thing you know, my body comes running around the corner to attack her. But it got cut out from the original because it just looked terrible. I mean, we had like you could see my head poking out of the jumper, you know.
Yeah.
I had a plastic bag on my head so I didn't get any of the blood and stuff on top of my my hair and that. But luckily we were able to do a director's. Quite recently done a director's cut of the film, and using certain colours and various other techniques, you know, it actually looks really good, and you can see that in the new director's cut.
That's good.
Yeah.
And the next film that followed after that was Zombies in the Wood.
Oh yeah.
Which we already mentioned was a big hit.
Oh, absolutely. You know, won a Best Award at the 2 day later Margate Film Festival.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, I mean, winning that was just such, you know, encouragement, and we were such a high from that. Getting there, that was very interesting. Well, you know, we set off quite early. The previous day, I'd been up all night because I was at work, and you know, map reading, trying to get there, we just got totally lost. Like, we ended up on an island called the Isle of Sheppey. We went over this one little bridge, and we were like, well, you know, I mean, a bit marshy under here, isn't it? You know, looked, you know, and I've never heard of this place before. You know, look on the map. You know, East Church, where's that? Oh my God! You know, and I showed Jason because Jason was driving, and he was starting to, you know, getting a bit like we're gonna miss it. You know, we're all getting pretty down. Looked on the map where we were, and like, yeah, Jason, we're here. We need to be over here. He was like, oh my God, are we going to make it? You know, like, well, yeah, I think okay. Me and Pete will navigate you there. You know, I mean, I don't know why we didn't bring out the map in the first place. You know.
Oh, you're actors. You don't need it.
Oh yeah, exactly. You know, we've got a good sense of direction. Yeah.
But you did finally make it.
We did finally make it. But then I actually got lost when I got in there. When we all got there, they all went to. You know, get a few fancy dress costumes if they could find any, because usually at these film festivals everyone gets dressed up as mad killers and stuff. There was, for instance, Freddy Krueger and Jason. I went to the pub. Not that I'm an alcoholic or anything, but you know, I thought maybe they've meet me there. Couldn't find them, so I'm wandering around the streets, and there's a guy who was actually running at the festival. You know, he goes, "Oi, you!" And I go, "Who's that?" "Oi!" You know, and I turn around and go, yeah? And he goes, you know, you're a big fella, you ever acted or anything like that? Yeah, I do, actually. Well, we're doing a film festival in here, you know, maybe later on we can talk. And okay, you know, actually, I'm actually already into this film festival. He goes, oh, really? Yeah, I'm in Zombies in the Wood. And he goes, oh, right, okay, cool. Eventually met up with Jason and everyone. We went in, and you know, as we were watching all the films, you know, we were like, well, good films and that. You know, some weren't really too amazing. Yeah. But we didn't want to be rude or anything. But both me and Jason, oh God, we needed a pee. We're sitting there for about an hour going, I really need a pee. You know, they're giving out free bit. Well, it was like 20p or something like that a bottle. You know, pretty much free. And you know, we drunk so much and that. Well, Jason was driving. He was more on Coca-Colas and stuff.
Star treatment, I can see.
Yeah, oh yeah. As soon as, like, you know, everything was finished and round of applause, straight off to the toilets. We come down and they started doing the awards ceremonies. And we were getting really disheartened because we didn't think we'd won, because everybody was getting called up. Oh, you've won this award, you've won this, you know, most popular, and you know. And then eventually, you know, right at the end, you know, we thought, well, we haven't won anything, you know. And then they call up that we've actually won the best film there, you know.
Oh, wow.
You know, the judges and everything had, you know, we were, oh, it was so amazing, you know. I mean, I've never felt like that before, you know. I've never been to a film festival or any screenings or previews or anything like that, and you know, it was really, really exciting. And then after that, you know, free champagne and beer, you know. So yeah, I did get kind of wrecked.
Oh, man.
Coming out of there, you know, I don't remember much of this, but I was singing "We Are the Champions" by Queen. And I'm like, come on, King, you know, calm down.
At least it was a bit memorable.
Oh yeah, you know, I mean, absolutely. You know, I sometimes wished I could, you know, go back to that moment
And drink some more.
Yeah, drink some more. Yeah, free beer. You know, wow.
And you also did Zombie Village.
Oh yes.
Which, moving on from your alcohol from the festival.
Yeah.
I heard a little rumor that the alcohol sort of moved a little bit on set.
Yeah, there's this particular scene, the Hunting Man scene. That was our makeshift pub. It was supposed to look like a dive. Well, as we didn't actually have any fake whiskey, you know, we actually had to use real whiskey. So, you know, I walk up to the bartender. Hey, Larry, can I have a pint of whiskey? Like, yeah. So I'm drinking it down. We do a few takes and then more and more going down. And I'm like, wow, this is great working on films. Free whiskey, you know, like, you know, oh, you know, doing it with your friends, great, you know. I really liked getting into character for that film. I know my dad's Scottish, so I was taking a lot of his accent on, and you know, when I was going to play pool with Pete's character, there's a, you know, I fall over, my character does, and I get up and Pete's laughing at me. Well, I was so into it, I actually got angry with him, and you know, if you look at the takes there, I was like throwing my cue down, going, no, what the f you laughing at? You know, sorry, yeah. And just like if you see the outtakes in Zombies in the Amazon, sorry, not Zombies in the Apocalypse, the documentary, you know, you see Pete go, you know, Pete's a great guy, and I hope I didn't offend him too much, you know.
Wow, you really get into your character.
Yeah, I really do. I really liked it, you know.
I heard something a little illegal went on as well.
Oh, which one?
No, I heard. I saw that film, and there was a lot of driving in there.
Oh yeah.
But I heard you don't have a license.
I don't have a license, and I don't know how to drive. See, I'm a biker. I ride motorcycles, you know. I'm sitting in Jason's car, and Jason's trying to teach me how to drive really quickly. He goes, "Look, you just stick that in reverse. You know, hold down the clutch, go back you go." So yeah, okay, no problem. Of course, I've forgotten the part where he told me to take the handbrake off. So you know, I'm reversing back, and the back wheel's just not moving. And I'm hearing Jason go, Ken, the handbrake? The handbrake, Ken? No, it's alright, it's up! And then he runs over to the car, and I was like, no, take the handbrake off!
Oh, man.
Yeah, so I eventually did the take, and after I did the take, I drove off of his car, in first gear, about 5 miles an hour, still in his car. I see him in the back going, no, where you going in my car, Ken? Just drove it down the end of the road and brought it back to me. He was sort of smiling on the way back, you know.
Well, driving lesson 101.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Crazy.
You know, with my rifle by my side.
Wow, lucky you didn't get pulled over.
No, well, God, actually, you know, we were doing a take where I'm actually out the side of the window of the car with my rifle, going, "Dave, sunbest, Dave!" And we're going down the main street, and there's buses and cars and people, and
no way.
You know, I'm going, look, man, well, let's only do a couple of takes of this, you know, and Jason's getting a bit worried as well, and I'm thinking we're going to get arrested, and you know, there's this old man, you know, standing next to Natalie, watching what he's doing with his dog, going, oh yeah, look at that, and I'm thinking, at any second now, the police are going to come screaming around the corner with like a SWAT team or something, put a gun down, you know. But we went away and filmed it somewhere else, thankfully.
Ooh, lucky. Now, throughout the whole film, you're quite this crazy, hard nut type of guy.
Yeah.
But I heard there's one scene which he's sort of whimpered out on a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not showing a full true acting credentials.
Yeah, like I said, I was really wanted to get into the character, a bit of a method actor. but this one particular scene, I just didn't want to do it. It was a scene with Colette.
Yeah.
She basically, my character, you know, she runs up to him. She's just escaped from loads of zombies, and she's thinking I'm her saviour, you know. And no worries, lass, let's go over here. And you know, it looks like I'm actually going to help her and that, but then next thing you know, I'm shoving her down to the ground and trying to take advantage of it. Now, I mean, like, I had a friend who actually did, you know, get raped and that, and you know, I mean, like, that was really horrible for her, and you know, that's such a terrible thing, you know. I mean, at that moment, I actually wanted to kick my character's ass. You know? I was like hoping I could like run off screen, you know, like do a split screen thing, like, bah. Yeah, but every take I just walked away, and then like the last one I was like, I'm so sorry, and like helped her up and that. But no, she's a very strong girl, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, she's a very cool actress. She put herself through quite a lot, you know, and she didn't get paid for it, and you know, but it was. No, she was really cool on that,
great,
you know.
yeah.
No hard things, I don't think.
You don't be remembered as a rapist or anything.
No, I don't.
Just as a redneck.
Just a redneck,
Just
the
a
mad
redneck.
crazy redneck, yeah. You know.
Now, you went on and you actually made some documentaries.
Yeah, we've made a documentary on Zombie Village, and also it had a lot of, you know, it touched on the subject of our other films that we've done. You know, making that was quite funny, because I was never really around from when the other guys were having their interviews done. When I'm having my interview done, they're all mucking around in the background, you know, and like kicking the camera, you know, with football and stuff. And yeah, at one point, Jason, like, you know, oh, I've had enough. Like, grabbed a steel pipe, you know, started running at them, like, yeah, and then it looked like they were, you know, starting to get the upper hand. So I was like, no, I'm not having any. Just threw a jack off, and you know, went down. And Natalie, she was filming at the time. She's got the footage of that. I don't know actually that made it to the documentary, but it was quite funny. And that happens all the time. You know, we're always mucking around behind the sets. You know, I mean, it's a documentary or doing a feature or just a small short that's 1 minute long, you know. They're such a great people, you know.
It's a good atmosphere to work in.
Oh, absolutely, you know.
And you also, within that atmosphere, you did like 2 films in 2 hours?
Yeah, that's right. You know, shortly after that, Jason was going to go on holiday to Miami for his 21st with some of his family. The day before that, we, you know, were like, oh, I really want to make a short film. And it was like, well, why don't we? So I ran over to my house, and I've done a bit of kendo in the past. Not much, but a little. I'm into samurai swords and history, and like I do like my swords and that. Basically,
so you are quite the hard nut in real life.
A little bit, I guess. You know, I'm not trying to boast or anything. But, yeah, we made Lone Warrior. You know, we really wanted to go for the old, you know, old samurai type films. You know, Shogun Assassin style. As you'll see if you see Lone Warrior, it touches on that. Absolutely. You know, I'm out there in the middle of the field, and now the law with swords is that it's a very grey area. If you have a good reason for having it on your person, then it's okay. Now, you don't exactly walk into a pub with a samurai sword. It's just something you won't do. But because we were filming, and you know, we're out in the middle of nowhere. You know, if you've seen Lone Warrior, it's just do a few moves and stuff, and you know. It's a good film. It's quite funny, the ending. You'll see why if you see it, guys. After we edited that, it took us 20 minutes to edit, and you know, we were, this is great. You know, we showed it to. No, we didn't actually get to show it to anyone that day, but we were so hyped up that we we'd just done this film in like under half an hour.
Yeah.
We went, why don't we go make another one? So we're out in Great Linford again, and we made Eternal Beast, and that's a very arty film. A lot of use of different colours and inverted colours and stuff. It's very, very cool. You know, you can make your own judgment on the meaning of that film. That speaks volumes to different people.
That's cool.
And then you know, next day Jason's off, and I was just chilling out with my friends. You know.
So you got any future plans going on? You know, you've been the actor for the most part, but are you planning to sort of get behind the camera maybe?
Yeah, there is one film I would really like to revisit, and that is Obsession. Now, the original session we did was going to have 2 sequels to it, and then we had Pete Watson's very good Beyond Darkness, which was a prequel to Obsession. Well, I thought, well, we've done one prequel to Obsession, maybe we should do another. So I was thinking of doing the beginning of the Obsession. And what happens is you find out why my character goes over the edge, what pushes him. You find out a bit more depth of the character. And if you watch the original Obsession with Beyond Darkness and the beginning of Obsession, and then if we do Obsession 2 and 3, then you've got quite a legendary set there. You know, it's we put a lot of effort into doing those films, and everyone we know who's seen it loves them. I think there's a few bad apples out there, but there always is.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. There's another film. I had a mad idea. Yeah, I mean, the other guys would tell you I've got quite an active imagination, and
I can already tell.
Yeah, some of my ideas are a bit silly, but some of them are, the odd two actually, quite good. I mean, it's very, very like pre-production. I mean, it's I haven't even written the script to it yet, but I would like to do an assassin film, and I was hoping maybe Pete Watson would get on board with that. Basically, two assassins, both scared of each other, and both end up in an old people's home. Now, you always see the crutches and that, and what my reaction is, as soon as someone grabs a crutch, they're constantly doing machine gun action. Well, I thought, why don't we actually do that, and I was thinking it'd be quite funny, they're both sitting in the same ward, like, I'm gonna get you. Yeah, so I'd like to work on that as well.
Well, the OAP's assassin.
Yeah,
wow,
yeah, absolutely.
So, now you've done all this. You've done a lot of acting, and you've been in a lot of these films. If they went massive and they really wanted, they could draft in any type of actor or actress that you'd like to work with. Bruce Campbell. Wow.
Oh, I'd love to work with Bruce Campbell.
That was quick, man.
Yeah. Well, it's the first trilogy of films I ever saw was Evil Dead 2 and Evil Dead 3. I just loved them. I think the first one's very is on the DDP list. It's I think it's unfairly on that actually, but then there's a lot of films on there that are unfairly on that as well. I mean, it's just it's politicians. If you should, like Jason Impey states, if you want to watch a film, yes, we'll put a warning on it. That's what you're going to watch. Okay, be warned. I don't think they should ban anyone from seeing any film. I mean, don't cut it or anything like that. If you want to watch it, you can watch it. Yeah, Bruce Campbell. I mean, he's such a legend. And I've read his biography and everything like that, and it seems like a cool guy. And I do see a lot of similarities between us and Sam Raimi, Ted Raimi, and Bruce Campbell, and all the other gang that I'm not mentioning. Yeah, I mean, but it's like that for a lot of people, and it's really good when people appreciate the films you do, and and I have met a couple of people who are going, oh yeah, you're that redneck nut. Sorry, yeah, yeah. So,
well, as long as you're not the rapist.
No racist. Right. Yeah, a psycho-obsessive killer, a redneck, a samurai, suicidal nutters, but not racist.
That's all right. Well, that's it. Thank you very much for your time, Ken.
Well, thank you.
Nice to meet you.
It's nice meeting you.
That's cool.
All right.
And you wouldn't believe, last week we got the chance to sneak in and have a look at Jason Impey's new film production. So here I am outside the door of JI Productions, and let's look at the future Wes Craven in action. Hey Jason.
Hiya.
How you doing, man? You right?
Not too bad, mate.
What are you working on here?
This is the Zombie Village, and I'm making it into the Extreme DVD that we're releasing.
And this is your edit station?
Yeah, this is where a lot of the magic happens on a lot of my films now. This is my old one, what I used to use. This is what Zombie Village was originally edited on, but now I've upgraded myself through finance, and I've proved myself, and I've managed to raise more money and got more people interested, and people can see potential, so I've built my little base up from nothing.
Working from home as well?
Yeah.
That's how the true billionaires started, you know that. Good. And I can see a selection of movies here as well.
Yeah, you want to have a look there.
Whoa.
All DVD,
wow.
double videos. Under the bed is boxes full of videos. I'm a film viewer.
You're a man for bar one.
I'm big into my horror films.
Damn, look at that. So why don't we take a look at this clip from Zombie Village?
If I was you, I wouldn't hang around here. Ignore me.
I don't want any trouble.
There's zombies. They're all around us.
Here I am with Jason, the chairman of Jason Impey production empire, and the self-proclaimed zombie master.
That's right.
How you doing, man? Nice to meet you.
Not too bad. Nice to meet you.
So, let's get right started. What first attracted you to horror films?
A number of things really about the whole film in general. My mum was always into horror films. She used to rent out a lot of the video nasties back in the 70s and 80s. And used to love reading horror novels, so just there's a horror feel around my family there. My dad used to love playing with home movie cameras, holiday videos, birthdays, so we had a camera out, and my granddad used to love films and buy film every week, so the combination kind of created me as a mad horror filmmaker basically.
So where did this crazy fascination for zombies come from then?
I used to like horror films a lot when I was younger, and I used to watch a lot, like a bit naughtily, like watching things when I was young and that, and I kept looking for a harder horror film, because I like horror, but I like gore with horror, because I think gore makes horror quite good.
Yeah.
A lot of the films I was watching, like Halloween, Poltergeist and that, they weren't really high on the gore, so I discovered zombie films which were a bit more upmarket. They were ripping people open, and guts were spilling out, and people say I'm sick, but I think that's kind of good horror. And zombie films usually are B-movie-ish and risky and more realistic, like, you know, that they're gritty, people are dirty, no one survives. Other horror films, the girl's always clean and got makeup on and she survives. And, you know, so there's more of a realistic feel for a horror film.
More of a dark side to it.
Yeah, and I like darkness, and zombies are usually dark, but I love cannibals as well. I'd love to do cannibals, but cannibals are harder to do because of locations and extras. Zombies are a bit easier at the time.
I can tell your mum raised you well.
Yeah, she's very proud.
So out of all these scary movies, which one of them really scared you the most?
I don't really get scared of horror films, really. I've had a few films that stand out in my mind affect me. I find it hard to get scared. I know some people, especially girls and that, always get like frightened and that, but I watched It when I was quite young, The Killer Clown, and I always found it atmospheric. I find some films atmospheric with a dark mode, but yeah, It was one that stands out in mind, and it's probably one of the only real ones that really give me the fright.
Give you creeps.
No one else really scares me.
Yeah.
They just sicken me.
So when you look and watch all these films, do you try and bring that same sort of atmosphere, that dark side, over to what you try and produce?
Yeah, I like to make my films dark. I make them a bit funny on purpose, because this film's supposed to be entertaining, and plus if I make it funny we can laugh, because I've got not a lot of money and not a lot of resources, so it makes it more acceptable to make it funny rather than being funny not intentionally.
Definitely.
But I try to make it dark as well as humour and entertaining.
It's quite a hard combination.
Yeah, I try to put dark subjects in it, like gore and sexual violence stuff. It's dark subjects, creates dark atmosphere. I like to make it a dark film with dark shots, dark locations, dark characters.
Everything just dark.
From all the films that I've been influenced by, just all the darkness, I like to write each film and make mine ultra dark to stand out. That's what I like to do.
When you were growing up, which of these directors really, you know, got to you and influenced you?
Wes Craven was a big influence to me because of Last House on the Left and Hills Have Eyes, although I couldn't see Last House on the Left for ages because it was banned by the horrid BBC. But also John Carpenter and Tobe Hooper. But when I was getting a bit older, like 12 and stuff, 10 to 12, I got exposed to Sam Raimi's Evil Dead, Peter Jackson's Brain Dead, and Lucio Fulci came into my life. And I've never looked back since of him because I saw Zombie Flesh Eaters. Everyone loves that film because I got everyone into that. But then because I loved that film and researched into him and that, I discovered his other films like New York Ripper and Cat in the Brain and The Beyond, films that have changed my way of filming because I'm influenced heavily by those kind of films, so that's changed my look on film a lot.
I can see the BBFCs and the DDP field seems to be quite a sensitive subject for you.
It is, because I hate the BBFC, because the simple fact is, if you want to watch something, we're supposed to be living in a free country and all that, and getting political. Why should you stop being told what you should? Why should you be dictated to what you can and can't watch? I believe that you should be able to watch anything you want. I'm all up for rating, like put an 18 or 15 on something, so you can guide someone to what's in the content. And obviously, I'm all for protecting kids from horror films, but you can still put a film there, class it as an 18, even put special warning on it like some films, so you know if you're going to watch a film like Cannibal Holocaust, then you really do know that it's going to be a bad film and not nice and Disney style. So I don't understand why people have to ban stuff and get offended. If you don't want to watch it, don't. You can turn it off. These films ain't really on TV. I don't really care about it not being on TV. That's different broad, but buying it and renting it, there shouldn't be a problem there.
Well, I think all those young horror fanatics out there would agree with you on that one.
I know a lot of these people from America do. We're the strictest country in the world. It's a bit of a joke. So for making horror films in this country and trying to watch them, it's quite a challenge. Let's put it that way.
Now we're sitting out in the middle of Milton Keynes.
Yeah.
And you've actually done nearly all your filming here.
Yeah.
In Milton Keynes. What is it about this place that's so good for doing horror flicks?
I like Milton Keynes because it's got lots of jungle and forestry looking locations, and what's really cool about that is a lot of these horror films are set in isolated areas. I like being isolated in the country because realistically no one's going to help you, no one's going to know something's going on. So it's a good setting for a horror location, and it's good to get all the cast and crew here because a lot of them live local, so it saves me costs of transport people around and stuff. And the atmosphere, you can create real tension. There's some real dark, gritty woods nearby me, which is great locations basically.
Yeah, it is scary out there in those little woods. Now, out of all those films, and we've talked about a lot of them, from Obsession to Zombie Village to Zombie in the Woods to everything, out of every single one of them, which to you is your proudest and best film you've ever made?
A film that I made a little while ago called Tape of Horror, which is a 5-minute film, is something I feel like it's one of my best bits of work.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
And that's your best bit of work, 5 minutes?
For a number of reasons. The competition specified that it had to be 5 minutes because I was entering a film competition, and it was a good exercise because I usually do linger on shots and make films quite epic, especially if I'm doing a short film. Like Zombie Village was kind of a short film, but yeah, it was 40 minutes. So it's kind of epic short, so it was good exercise to make it fast paced, edit it quick, and do something quite short, and I can get it shown in great places because
that's great.
Films that I make like Zombie Village are hard to get shown because they're so long. And I did a lot of sound editing on that, a lot of sound effects, and a lot of grading, and filmed it on 16:9, made it widescreen. So I was kind of proud of myself. That looked like a real cool horror film. So that's
very cool. Now, I can see you're one of those directors who likes the old school a lot, and tries to stick with the old style, but as a future director and rising up high in the world, what do you think are the main elements for a horror killer and even a horror film?
What I love about horror killers is dark history, being a badass basically, and creating atmosphere with their character, being scary, being dominating, and usually deformity helps in a bad way if they're like messed up in the face, and just being very scary with their voice and tone, and showing no mercy, just being very random.
Well, that's great. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Meeting you, man.
And you.
What the hell? Well, I think literally that is the end of the interview. Well, thank you for joining us on the show today. I hope you enjoyed our venture into the world of horror right here in Milton Keynes. Well, until next time, goodbye. Excuse me. No, seriously, man. Stop that.